Hello. So I somehow ended up that person most people call me a businesswoman. And you know what is the funny thing? People who call me independent woman. I really love when people call me that. It's so funny. Why you all say that? Because if you asked me like 6 years ago, what do you want to be in the future? I will either say a psychologist or a lawyer. There is no other choice for me. But things got into a different way or a different road. So today we are going to talk about behind the scene of building a business, behind the scene of having like a business and all the flex you see on social media, Lamborghinis, Dubai, all this flex on social media about business. And we're going to talk especially about the most important two things in business. And those things are skills and sales. Okay, before diving into that, I'm gonna give you a quick introduction about me. For people who don't know me, my name is Shaimae, and my story with the business started 5 years ago in 2021. I started content creation in the coronavirus. You know, that period we had such like a free time. All people do such a big flex in this period because it was the time when we sat with ourselves. So during this period, I took one of the best decisions in my life. Even I was very young, I was 16. I took the decision to build my personal brand. And I started with even no skill, like I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just doing it. I want to know how it feels if I am famous and people know me in social media. So what I did is that I focused on long-form content on YouTube. You know, the long-form content is so hard and takes a lot of time, especially in the scripting, the idea, the filming, the editing. I know nothing about the editing, but I learned it the hard way. So I found myself in a new challenge. I learned different skills at the same time. And you know what happened in this year? After 1 year of posting content on YouTube, long-form content, no one, after 100 videos, long-form content, no one gives me any attention. I got no views, no followers, only 2 persons support me, like my mother and sister, not because they like what I do, but because they respect the hustle and the work and see me doing that. So I had 2 choices in the end of the year. Either staying consistent and seeing the power of consistency and seeing the game if it works actually, and getting famous will work, or stop here and focus on my studies and just be a normal lawyer or a psychologist. So here is where the shift happened. I took one of the most second best decisions in my life, which is staying consistent. I asked my mother, and I told her that I'm gonna stop. It's almost 1 year, a lot of work, I didn't see any reward, no one watched me what I'm doing, and she told me, no, you will not. Because she invested a lot of money and support, and she gave me everything to start. And she was always telling me, you are very smart, you are very smart. Even I am not smart, but I became smart because she told me that. So I stayed consistent, and imagine, in 2021, in only 2 weeks on Instagram. You know, Instagram was a normal platform, like long-form videos, but in 2021, they adapt the future of short-form content. They saw the power of short-form content in TikTok, and they copy the same thing. So I was lucky enough to enter this game of short-form content and enter the future of short-form content. So what I did is that I posted 20 videos, reels, like short form, on Instagram, and in 2 weeks, I gained more than 10,000 followers. It was shocking for me. It's like overnight success, but people who watch my story from the beginning, it's not overnight, it's a lot of work and meditation and that. So here where the shift happened, and I see the power of personal branding, and I thank myself for just keeping consistent. So what happened here is that what I say, if you asked me like 6 years ago, I'm gonna have a digital agency and work with clients around Europe, GCC, Moroccans, and had such a good and amazing team. One of them are here. I wanted to clap for him, guys. Is performance marketer of our agency, and has such amazing clients and all of that case studies. I would say no, it's so hard. Starting a business is not for everybody. I need to have unfair advantage. I either need to have money or a team or a fancy office or a family business, because no one in my family had a business, like successful business or connections. You know, in Morocco we say you need to have friends of your father, the forehead, all of this. So I need to have this. I wasn't expected that anyone can start a business. I thought it's not easy, it's not something hard. But I was completely wrong. Because the internet removed all the barriers and the limitation on all these ideas. Because right now, if you want to start any business, not only like agency, any business, you can start from your home, from your room, without any fancy office, without having a geography place, or you can work with US, UK clients, GCC clients. I either have clients in the GCC markets, in Emirates, in Saudi, I'm not there. So you can work with any clients, like globally, without being there. And it's not the problem, actually. And you don't need to have such a big capital, like such a big money. People have a limitation around capital because, before, the old business, you need to have capital. But now, the only capital you need are your skills and your courage, your bravery to start. So, business is not what you thought, guys. A lot of people see business, especially if you are still a beginner and you want to build your business, you have such a great idea. Business is not making money. Business is not the lifestyle and the flex you see on social media. And it's not a company. This is not a business. Business is simply solving other people's problems. If you are in charge of solving other people's problems, you're going to get paid by default. So if you want to make money, if you want to have a business, you need to fix other people's problems. So if you are a good fixer, you're going to get paid. That's a business. If you fix a problem, you're going to get the money. Okay, so we talked about the capital and the money and the resources. As I said, you can start a business with no money, but you can start a business with no skills. So skills are the most important thing and the most important capital for your business if you want to start that business you are dreaming of. So money can end and you can lose everything, but you cannot lose what you have in mind and the skills and the knowledge. That's why the most important thing are your skills and your mind. But here's the thing. I know a lot of people have skills. You guys, all of you have skills. Aren't you? Do you have a skill? You can raise your hand. Do you have a skill? Do you master a skill? Okay, I see some people, but I'm sure you have a skill, guys. Either if you don't have a technical skill, you have a mouth to talk. You can talk with people, you can close clients, you can communicate, and this is the biggest skill. The most important skill is the ability to talk with people and connect and close clients. So you all have skills. And if you think, or if you say, I don't have any skill, I'm not great in anything, this is not a shame. This is not the problem. Because you can learn. You can lock in 6 months, choose a skill, and learn it. This is not the problem, guys. You can do it. So, what I want to say is that a lot of people have skills. Like me personally, I know such amazing people. They have such great skills. They know AI automations, they know editing, they know design, they know such IT, they know such great skills. But, you don't get paid because you have skills. Because if you don't have the bravery and the courage to sell it and to talk with people, you're not gonna make money. So most people don't fail because they lack talent or skills, but because they don't sell. They don't have the courage to sell and talk with people. Like, if you imagine the most richest people in the world, they sell. They never stop selling. they never stop talking with people, making connections, and talking with the leads and sell. And if you're ashamed to sell, you will never make money. You will work for somebody who is brave enough to sell. Okay, guys? So, selling is not what you think. Selling is not manipulation. It's not those strategies you see on TikTok. Say that, don't say that. No, selling is not that. It's not manipulation. It's not talking a lot to the client, take the decision. No, it's not that. Selling is showing somebody a solution and helping that body to take the decision to the solution. It's simply showing the solution and helping people take the decision for the solution. It's like solving problems for people and helping them to take the decision to solve that problem. If you see yourself like that, you're going to be such a great salesman or saleswoman. You're going to be such a great business owner. Because sales is just helping people, connecting with people, making connections and relationships. And that's the power or the good thing about sales. I really love sales because I love talking with people, I love making connections and all of this. Okay, here is the framework of starting a business if you are a beginner, like totally beginner. You have no idea how to start. It's very, very simple. You need to choose one skill that you master. And you know, guys, you know how to do something. You know, you have a skill. If you don't have, just log in and learn. It's not a shame. The second thing, and here is what is the gap, because a lot of people know the skills, but you need to connect the skill with a problem in business or a problem people have. Because if you have a skill and you don't know how to communicate and how to make it a problem, you're not gonna be willing to sell it. So connect that skill with a problem in business or in the world, and then go direct and sell. You can start with the warm leads. You know, the warm leads are those people who already know you, they trust you, and they know your authority. They are easy to sell because they already know you. Like, for example, for me, I have a personal brand. My followers are warm leads. But if I got into like people who never like heard my name, those are the cold leads. And it's hard to sell those people if you don't have the courage to get rejected. But the warm leads are the easiest. And you guys, as students, you had such a good connections here in the university. You know, some people come and, especially the speakers and the events, etc. So make connections because those people can become your clients. They are warm leads. Okay, so after you combine all of these three things, you're gonna have a business if you stay consistent enough in the game and never get bored and never just stop. Okay, so here is the thing why a lot of people suck. You are not stuck because you lack skills or you are not enough or not good at talking or doing the thing, but because you are always waiting and planning and making sure you are perfect to start. That's why you are stuck. You know, the most successful people, not just rich people, but the most successful people are very, very fast at taking decisions. Like me, myself, 2 weeks ago, I had an idea about an offer. I was in the shower and I had the idea. You know, tomorrow I took the decision to launch this offer and do it in ads and get the data. So we need to develop this ability to be very fast at starting and figure out after you start, not before, after you start. Because if you do the opposite, you will never start ever. So you are stuck because you are waiting and making sure everything is perfect and planning everything, planning how to talk, planning the content, planning how to get clients, planning how to deliver the work, etc. So waiting will make you always never start. Okay. So as I mentioned, that moment, that perfect moment of you starting a business or that agency or that brand will never come. You will always have things to plan. You will always think about how to make the things bigger or better. But if you start, you will figure out with the data. So it's gonna be better if you start and get the data and adjust, not before. So don't wait to be like perfect and everything is amazing to start. So confidence doesn't come before the action, it comes after. Like for me, for example, I had the idea in my last TEDx talk in Agadir, and I say, I need to do this talk in English. And you know that sabotaging self to me, no, you're not enough, you're not gonna do it good. English is not your first language, etc. And I didn't do it. And you know what? I really feel bad because I didn't do it. But right now, I'm doing it rather how I feel. And after I'm doing it, I'm gonna correct myself and get better. That's what I want you to do, guys. Just start and you will figure out. In Arabic, we say, "Warrik nafsak." Okay, so confidence comes before taking the action. Okay, perfect. So you don't need the perfect plan, the perfect conditions, the perfect family, the perfect country, the perfect place, whatever. What you imagine the perfect state. You need a skill and ability to take this skill and transform this skill to a problem in business or people life and sell it, make connection and go to market and sell it. That's it, guys. That's all what you need, and thank you so much for your energy. Thank you, guys, and see you soon.